right, welcome. I'm sitting one-on-one with Mr. Dave Mitcham, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the International Underwriting Association of London. Okay, Mr. Mitcham, I'm going to start by asking, London has remained a major leader in the insurance and reinsurance business over the years. What do you think is responsible for that?
Oh, okay. Well, you're right. London certainly has retained its place globally. It's got the majority, the largest share of certain classes of business like aviation, marine and energy worldwide. Sometimes quite a dominant share. I think we have always specialised in specialist products which require bespoke product development, underwriting. They require capital and strong companies behind them, highly rated companies, and they require individual solutions for the clients that are often manufactured between the broker, the risk manager and the insurer. So it's a three-way dialogue. Over time, and London became a big insurance trading market because of marine insurance primarily, and the formation of Lloyd's clearly. Now we have over about 120 insurance companies in London, and also a similar number of brokers. So we're very much a broker market where business is brought to London. The brokers are the marketeers of the market in effect. The insurers don't have to market themselves, unlike in the retail space where insurers would market themselves. So we have this almost unique ecosystem of intellectual capital itself to support the business, and a support industry of service providers, be they lawyers, accountants, adjusters, etc., who can service the needs of the clients through the life cycle of policies, really. So I think we're very fortunate over time. We've developed the expertise. London's a great place to work. It's our time zone helps because we're equidistant between Asia and America. We have a rule of law and contract law that's recognised worldwide, and we're quite a diverse community as well. Despite the impacts or the uncertainty of Brexit, you might argue, London has a very
about Brexit. A lot of people have actually exercised a fear that Brexit is going to change all of that for the London market.
No, I disagree with that. I disagree with that. Let's put it into context first of all. The amount of EU business placed in London is about 12-13% of the total. We're a $90 billion market. So it's sizable, but it's not like the American share of the market, which is around 40%, or the UK share, which is 30%. We will, I believe, always be seen as a commercial specialty market. Now, some of the EU clients, by necessity, will need to have their business insured within the EU itself. This is on the basis of what you might call a hard Brexit, whereby there is no free trade deal between UK and EU. If, and I do believe we will, get a free trade deal between the UK and the EU, and if it includes financial services, which we believe it should, then there's no reason really for London and its EU clients to not continue to have a business relationship. Having said that, there is some uncertainty at the moment, because whilst we have a transitional arrangement until the end of 2020, the trading companies and brokers in London and their clients do not know with great certainty the position beyond 2020. And so that's where the trading discussions have become pivotal to London's future. Again, another qualifier I would say is that the industry is working with the government to explore new business opportunities post-Brexit. We are going to have the opportunity to have trade deals with other countries that we can't do within the EU so easily. So those opportunities will be explored further.
Okay, speaking about the opportunities, let's talk about the interest, your market now having interest in developing tech-full insurance. How did that come about?
I suppose It came about because the government worked exclusively with Islamic banks and formed an Islamic finance hub. But it became clear that the takaful or insurance products within that sector were missing. And so the government said to the industry, I think we need to work together here to promote insurance solutions to support Islamic finance. That then encouraged us to form our own trade association, the Islamic Insurance Association of London. That then encouraged us to work out, to improve the educational understanding of the market, to develop standards or best practice in the way that the business could be traded. And we now find ourselves 3 or 4 years later in a position where there's about a dozen insurers writing some form of Sharia products in London. Commercial, I'm talking commercial here. I don't represent the retail industry in this space. And some of these commercial products are becoming essential, maybe a strong word, but the preferred approach by the scholars or the risk managers of the financiers of these infrastructure projects, such that they're saying, look, we really want to see more Sharia capacity and product within the portfolio of insurance that we buy. So that's where we are now, I think. The question now is how can we increase that in the future?
So include those in the retail?
Well, I'm thinking how can we increase the commercial share of takaful more, and it's our belief that the scholars are going to increase the momentum in the months to come if they're, for example, able to agree the standards that we produced on behalf of the industry. It might result in a much better positive determination that we should look for Sharia products more, do it better and stronger before just, automating onto the conventional space, which tends to happen quite quickly at the moment, rather than a real diligent search for a Sharia option.
Okay, but oftentimes in certain markets where, like Malaysia and places like that, where takaful has a strong hold, you do find that brokers sometimes are not readily willing to even give those who are wanting to buy the options that, you can actually buy takaful instead of just marketing the conventional insurance.
That was part of our research. That was one of the key findings from our research, that the brokers seem unwilling to even offer it as an option. I think that obviously brokers are part of the solution. They have to work with their clients to, if the clients are now demanding a much stronger emphasis on Sharia, then the brokers have got to search the market and find those solutions. I can tell you there are more options available within London now of those solutions, and they will continue to grow. Both Lloyd's and individual companies are looking to introduce much more Sharia capability now to service this expected increased demand.
Okay, now another issue I say with takaful oftentimes, it's a lot of issues that borders on regulation, and of course, strictly speaking, there are areas where takaful funds cannot be invested and all of that. So what is the London market doing in that direction?
On regulation?
Yes.
Well, part of the government interaction is to work with the regulator itself. They need to understand the takaful model. I think they would probably say at the moment they need to do a bit more work there. We don't have specific takaful companies as such. It's more like a division of a conventional company. They're not bespoke to takaful. Yeah. So the regulators need to understand how to regulate that business as well.